How's it going, everyone? I'm Daniel Rodriguez. It's time to review another movie. Today we're going to be reviewing Star Trek Into Darkness, of course, which introduced, at least into Star Trek world, Benedict Cumberbatch as Khan. I don't want to do it too loud. It's almost 5 in the morning, actually, but if I can. Khan! Comic-Con! Always a fun time. Anyway, Chris Pine, Zachary Quinto, Carl Urban, Simon Pegg, Anton Yelchin, of course. God bless, man. Little cameo by Leonard Nimoy. Just a great cast. It's really an all-star cast when you think about it, man. Second go-around, everyone, the actors are used to each other now. They're back at work, and it's just a fun ride, man. This is a spoiler review, so if you haven't seen the movie, I'll do a quick non-spoiler review right now. Plus, the movie's been out for 3-4 years, so, what the Vulcan, man. Anyway, real quick. Fun movie, fun sequel, cool action, cool characters. Khan's a badass. They kind of waste Khan a little bit every now and then. Lens flares. J.J. Abrams did a really awesome job. The Enterprise is awesome. Just big action sequences. Spock's a badass. They kind of reverse something that happened in The Wrath of Khan from the old films into the new films. Just watch the film. And again, you don't have to be a Trekkie to watch this film. I want to be considered a Trekkie, but yet again, I haven't seen all of the original series. I'm kind of working on it. But you don't have to be a big, don't think of Star Trek as all they do are just nerds and they speak Klingon. No, it's you could just watch the film. It's made for the modern day generation. If you don't want to go back and watch and respect the old, I say respect the old too, man. Very, very good. But if you don't, it's a fun Star Trek. It's not as boring as you would say of the original series or something like that. So, definitely. But check out the first Star Trek first, then watch this one, then watch Beyond. Which my Beyond review is up right now. I'll put the link down below to that. Anyway, here's my spoiler review, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, for Star Trek Into Darkness. First off on the pros, Spock, played by Zachary Quinto. Now, of course, Leonard Nimoy sadly passed away about a year ago. He will and always will be Spock, of course. But the way that Zachary Quinto played Spock in this movie, Into Darkness, that was the Spock that I felt just of Leonard Nimoy. That was the Spock. He was really good in Star Trek, the first one. Zachary Quinto, and he's good and Beyond. He's awesome, of course. But Spock, the way he played it into Darkness was that Spock that I've seen in the original series. I was very happy with the way that Quinto actually did that. That's my favorite representation of Spock is in Into Darkness. Of course, the basics, the effects are really awesome. You have the Enterprise in this film crashing into a city. It's so very beautifully done. Now, like I said within the first Star Trek review, and with Beyond that I'm going to say, is that the action, even into Darkness, it is a little cliched at times. The action is, always within the Star Trek trilogy, the action was never that great. It's not a great action scene, or they're only really, really good, and some of the action here is fun, some of it's kind of fast-paced, some of it's, a little too fast to comprehend. Benedict Cumberbatch as Khan, he was good in here, man. He wasn't great as Khan, but I don't know. I guess it was just the voice he was trying to do. Captain, every ship should go down with her captain. Or what is it? Every captain shall go down with her ship. The way that he talks, it was just a little bit, I don't know. I'm a fan of it too, but, at the end, they basically put him to sleep, and it's kind of Khan could come back. But I doubt Benedict Cumberbatch will come back to play Khan again. But they kind of leave it open. He could come back, but I doubt it. But still, I just feel like Khan could have been used a little bit more than, that part where he was helping Kirk when they were in the in the space, and they were flying over to the other ship where Peter Weller's character was. And then he turns on them, the obvious, he turns on them. You know what I mean? They trusted him, and they shouldn't have. Of course, switching the big moments from the original Star Trek films. I believe in the original, it was Spock is the one that was dying of the radiation and everything, and Kirk was like, Spock. And, Spock's like, I will and always shall be your friend. And then they were like, I can't really do it with that one, but they were like, yeah, like that. Very beautiful moment. And then, Kirk was like, Khan! And then didn't it show like the world are like, Khan! But Zachary Quinto, just the way that they played it out, I was crying even too, because I've seen Into Darkness 2 times. One in the theater and then one yesterday when now I'm reviewing it. Yeah, just the way that it was done, and he was like, God! Just the way that he did it, it was like, yeah, I'm pretty sure Uhura and like them are just looking like, okay, God! Like, who does that? Like, just like, God! Like, I don't even know who does that. I'm guessing that was anger, but still, it was a very strong moment. I wish it was the other way around, just like it was originally Spock and Kirk. That would have been, because when Kirk met Spock in the original film, the ambassador Spock, the older Spock, didn't he say, I shall and always will be, or I will and shall, I think it was I shall and always will be your friend. Then Kirk could have said it too. He could have said, I shall and always will. Why didn't he just say that? All he did was, that's it. The chemistry was good in the first Star Trek film, but for Into Darkness, everybody was just beat to beat to beat. I mean, beautifully done. All right, Mr. Sulu, Mr. Chekhov, from the first Star Trek, man, Anton, fantastic. Just such a loss. He was brilliant. Sadly, Chekhov never had the biggest scenes in the first 2 Star Trek films. He has a bigger scene in Beyond, which he's really good in there. But mean it, sir. Mean it. Oh, I could catch them, sir. Just little things like that. And I still, that is the most memorable line from Chekhov, Just, Mr. Chekhov, how long do we have? Mean it, sir. Mean it. Just that alone fuck, dude. Chekhov was, I love how they gave him a bigger scene in Beyond. That's all I'll say. He got a bigger scene. Very, very beautiful person, man. But the chemistry, again, was just so perfect, alright, Mr. Sulu. And I think Sulu did something like, we're gonna fire at you, when he was acting command, and Carl Urban was like, Mr. Sulu, Mr. Sulu, remind me not to piss you off. And then he does a smirk. Just great chemistry. Now, some people don't like the finale of Into Darkness, but I really enjoyed it where it's Khan versus Spock. It's like, I wish it was like the original show, or just even copying the Cable Guy, but it's still from Star Trek, the music and everything. It would have been cool of them fighting. I know that wasn't in the back, with Khan versus that. But I really wish that would have happened, because I love when Khan drops and then Spock drops and he's like, he's in midair and everything. It's a beautiful shot. My boy Simon Pegg as Scotty, of course, he's awesome in here. The only sucky thing about it is he ends up leaving like the first 10 minutes of the film, and then we don't see him for like another 45 minutes. So that was the only sad thing about this film, is that Scotty was barely in the first film, and then he's barely in the second film. Into Darkness had a really good opening, and Peter Weller, Peter Weller's in here. He's always a good bad guy. He really is. He very much had a very strong role within this film, and I actually get to meet Peter Weller in a few months at Comic-Con, so I'm going to mention him in Star Trek, and he's going to be like, you know what, kid? Get away from me. I did that movie for the money. On to the cons. I'm not trying to troll or anything, but everyone says it, but it is true with this film. Lens flares. Enough of the lens flares, JJ. I already mentioned that the action is a little wobbly sometimes. The second act is really slower. It's a very slow paced for the Star Trek film. The middle piece is the slowest part of the whole film. Then, of course, Scotty leaving, the film being a little cliched. And last but not least, the music's repetitive. And what I'm saying is, it does da 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 da, the da 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 da, the whole Star Trek theme. But it literally plays it all the time, whether it's on piano or whether it's on another instrument. It's like they're flying through space. Da, 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 da. They're walking down the hallway. Da, 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 da. They're fighting in an action scene. Da, da, da. Like, it's the same freaking theme song all the time. And stop. Change the music up. I know there's other music in this film, but it feels like they're playing the song all the damn time. And I know it's the theme song. It's a very badass theme song, but stop playing it every 5 seconds in every single scene. When someone's taking a shower, they don't need that. Just cool it. Overall, I'm going to give Star Trek Into Darkness a 7.2 out of a 10. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. It is a really good film, man. Like, there are really good scenes to it. It's still very enjoyable. I remember watching it for the first time and saying, like, oh, this is one of the greatest movies ever. This is actually the film that got me into Star Trek so much when I watched it in the theater. And then rewatching it, it just was, it's good. I mean, it's not amazing. I thought it was amazing when it first came out, but it's good. You know, it is a fun ride. It's fun, it's entertaining, and that's what it needs to be. It needs to be entertaining, and that's what it is. Thanks for watching, everyone. Hope you enjoyed. Comment down below to me what you guys thought about Into Darkness. And if you enjoyed, leave a like. If you didn't, well, you know how to do it, man. Share with your friends if you want to. And hit that subscribe button for more. Watch my Star Trek Beyond review if you want. It's not going to be as funny as this. It's going to be more professional, more of that. But, well, maybe down the road. We'll get back to that sooner or later. Yeah. Till next time, bye-bye.